Hello and welcome to OneCoolTip.com. Today we're going to look at how to total series in Microsoft Excel. There are several approaches and we'll go through each one of them. So many of you may be familiar with the formula bar, and to do that in Microsoft Excel, you go ahead and select the cell where you want the total to be and enter in the equal sign. And the first method is strictly an addition process. And so you can literally click or type in the cells that you want to total. For example, B2 plus B3, enter plus sign, plus B4 plus B5. And those cells correspond to the column headings and row headings. So B2, B3, B4, B5, and we're in row 6 in column B, so we'll go ahead and hit enter. And that is a very simple way to add 4 cells together. Now, I don't recommend this for very large lists. It would be very difficult to do that. And if you should add rows in, then your total is going to be off. So this is a quick and dirty way to do it. Let's look at another way, and that is to use the sum formula. So again, we come up to the formula bar, and just a reminder, if you drag at the bottom, you can make it bigger or smaller, whatever is more convenient to you. And again, we're going to use the equal sign to start the formula, and the command is sum. And if you start a series, so you'd put the left paren, and we know that we're starting at B2, and we can actually drag down to B5. We close the paren and hit enter, and it's going to fill in the total for us. The nicety of this is that if I should add one or more rows into the spreadsheet and fill in values, then my total down here is going to reflect it. It's going to stay accurate because the formula is going to say everything from B2 to B5. But if I add 2 more cells, it would be B7. And so it'll total that up. So that's probably the most used way to get a total. And just a reminder that when we're here in the cell B6, we can grab that little handle right there and drag to the right, and that's going to copy the formula over to the other cells. So we don't have to do that again because it's going to be the very same formula, just one cell over. And Excel is smart enough to actually change in column C, it'll change the numbers to sum, C2 to C5, and when we're over in column D, the formula reflects that, and again, in column E, it's going to be E2 to E5. So that's a very common way to do a total after a series of numbers. There is a simpler way to do that, and if you come up here, again, we want to select where we want to put the total, and we can click up here on the editing bar, and there is a sum tool, and we can literally put the sum in. And Excel is smart enough that it knows that it was B2 to B5, so it actually puts the series into the formula, and again, we just hit enter, and it's going to total that. So let's go back, and again, we can drag across, just like we did before, and that formula is going to move across the columns, and we don't have to type it in again. And this is very easy to do, and there's actually a keyboard shortcut. So if we come into the series and press and hold the Alt key on the keyboard and then the equal sign, it'll actually invoke that sum tool from the editing menu. And again, it fills in the series and we can hit enter. And so we don't even have to type in the formula really to ourselves. We can use the keyboard shortcut, or we can use the sum key up on the menu ribbon. So those are a couple ways that you can total numbers in Microsoft Excel. You can use the addition, you can manually type in the sum formula, you can use the auto sum tool, or you can use the Alt plus equal sign for a keyboard shortcut in Microsoft Excel to total. I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to check out www.onecooltip.com. If you enjoy onecooltip.com, be sure to like this video and subscribe to One Cool Tip channel on YouTube.